You think you have time. You believe the stories they tell you about aging gracefully. I am 91 years old. I have lived through wars and peace and technological revolutions that changed how we speak to each other. I am here to tell you that your later years are not a reward. I worked as an office manager for a logistics company for 40 years. I retired when I was 68, which meant I spent my 60s climbing the ladder, managing crises, and believing my value was tied to my productivity. I thought I was ready. I had a pension, I had a house paid off. I had a husband who loved me and children who visited on holidays. I was not ready for the silence. I was not ready for the way the world stopped asking for my opinion. I was not ready for my husband to fade away, not in a moment, but over a decade of slow confusion. I was not ready for the shame of needing help to bathe. So this is not advice from someone who perfected aging. This is a warning from someone who survived it. Lesson number 1, your physical strength is your currency and you spend it too freely. When I was 65, I could carry laundry baskets up 2 flights of stairs. I could garden for hours without my back screaming. I treated my body like it was immortal because it had always worked. By 75, carrying groceries was a negotiation with gravity. By 85, standing up from a sofa required planning and momentum. Nobody told me that muscle mass vanished like smoke after 60. Nobody told me that once you lost your balance, it rarely came back. I watched my neighbors fall in their own kitchens. I watched them break hips and never walk again. If you can still lift weights, you lift them. If you can still walk, you walk. You cannot buy strength when you are 80. You have to bank it now. Lesson number 2, community is not optional, it is survival. I had a group of neighbors we called the block committee. We organized yard sales and watched each other's houses. We thought we were building a network, but people moved, people got sick, people died. I did not recruit new friends in my 60s. I thought the people I had were enough. I was wrong. By the time I was 80, the houses on my block were filled with strangers. My neighbors were gone. I sat on my porch and watched cars drive by that did not know my name. Loneliness is not just sadness. It is a physical weight. It is waking up and realizing no one expects you to answer the phone. You need to cast a wider net. You need friends who are younger. You need friends who do not know your past. You need people who will outlive you. Do not rely on family to be your only company. They have their own lives. You need your own tribe. Lesson number 3, you hide your finances and it becomes a weapon against your family. When my father died, we could not find his accounts. We spent months fighting with banks. We guessed at his passwords. We argued over bills. I promised I would not do that. But I waited too long to tell my children where the documents were. I thought talking about money was vulgar. I thought planning for death was morbid. It is not morbid. It is mercy. When I finally gave my daughter the key to the safe, she cried. She said she was terrified of making the wrong choice. Do not leave your children in the dark. Do not make them guess. Tell them where the money is. Tell them what you want. Do it while you can still speak clearly. Love them enough to spare them the paperwork. Lesson number 4, your career is not your identity, but you let it become so. I spent 40 years being the manager. I was the one who solved problems. I was the one people called when things broke. When I retired, the phone stopped ringing. I felt invisible. I walked through the house and did not know who I was. I was not a manager anymore. I was just an old woman in a quiet room. It took me years to find value in being nothing. I learned to bake bread. I learned to sit still. But those first years were hollow. I felt useless. If your job is your whole life, you are building a cliff. You need to find something that does not pay you. You need to be something that does not require a title. Because the day you stop working, you need to remain someone. Find your purpose before the paycheck disappears. Lesson number 5, you have less time with your partner than the math suggests. My husband and I were together for 50 years. That sounded like forever, but we spent the first 20 years working and raising children. We spent the next 10 years fighting about money and stress. We only had 20 years of real connection. And of those 20 years, 10 were spent managing his health. He did not die suddenly. He forgot things. He forgot where we put the keys. He forgot my name sometimes. The last years were not adventures. They were caretaking. I wished we had traveled when he could still walk. I wished we had danced when he could still stand. I wished I had not saved the good china for a special occasion that never came. The healthy years are shorter than you think. Use them while they last. Do not save the best wine for a funeral. Lesson number 6, pride is too expensive to keep. My sister and I stopped speaking over an inheritance dispute. It was about a vase. It was about who loved our mother more. I was 65 when we hung up the phone. I waited for her to call. She waited for me. She died at 72. I never heard her voice again. I never told her I loved her. I never told her I was wrong. The silence lasted longer than the fight. The grudge felt important at the time. It felt like justice. It was just emptiness. If you are not speaking to someone you love, you call them. You swallow your pride. You apologize first. Because death does not care about who is right. Death just takes them. And you are left with the silence. Do not let a vase cost you a sister. Lesson number 7. Your children do not want your management. They want your witness. I spent my 60s trying to fix my children's lives. I told them how to save money. I told them how to raise their kids. I thought I was helping. I was interfering. They stopped calling as often. They stopped sharing their problems. They did not want a consultant. They wanted a mother. They wanted me to listen without judging. They wanted me to hug them without fixing them. It took me until I was 80 to learn to be quiet, to just sit at the table and eat, to let them make mistakes. Love is not about control. It is about presence. You need to be there without trying to change them. Let them struggle. It is how they grow. Lesson number 8, memory is a leaky bucket and you need to write it down. I forgot the sound of my mother's laugh. I forgot the color of my first car. I forgot the names of teachers who changed my life. It happened slowly. One day I realized the stories were gone. They existed only in my head, and my head was failing. I started writing things down when I was 80. It was too late. I could not remember the details to write them. You need to record your life now. You need to write the recipes. You need to record the voices. You need to tell the stories while you can still find the words. Do not let your history die with you. Your grandchildren need to know who you were before you were old. Write it down before the fog comes. Lesson number 9. Fear does not go away. You just get used to carrying it. I am afraid of falling. I am afraid of the nursing home. I am afraid of running out of money. I spent my 60s pretending I was not scared. I acted brave. I acted secure. It was a lie. The fear was always there. But I learned that courage is not the absence of fear. It is living despite it. I moved into my daughter's house when I could not climb the stairs. It was humiliating. It was hard, but I was still alive. I still drank coffee. I still watched the sun come up. The things I feared did not kill me. The hiding killed me. You need to face the reality of decline. You need to plan for the worst, and then you need to keep living. Fear is a passenger, not the driver. Lesson number 10, and this is the hardest truth. The end comes faster than the beginning. The first half of my life dragged. School felt endless. Building a career felt like climbing a mountain. The second half flew. I turned 70, and then I turned 80, and then I was here. The years blurred. The seasons lost their distinct edges. I woke up and a decade was gone. I could not get it back. I could not buy more time. I could not trade money for years. I am sitting here in this quiet room with a photograph of my husband on the table. He died 3 years ago. He died in a hospital bed holding my hand. He looked at me and he did not know me. That was the hardest part, not the dying, the not knowing. I talk to him anyway. I tell him about the weather. I tell him about the garden. I tell him I'm still here. He does not answer, but I keep talking because that is what love is. It is a conversation that continues after the other person leaves. I am 91 years old. I have outlived my generation. I am a relic. And if I could go back to when I was 60, if I could stand in front of that woman who thought she was invincible, I would shake her. I would tell her to put down the phone. I would tell her to hug her husband. I would tell her to call her sister. I would tell her that time is not a resource. It is a currency you spend every second. You cannot save it. You can only spend it wisely. So pay attention. Look at the people in front of you. Really look at them, because one day they will be photographs on a shelf. One day you will be talking to a camera in a quiet room, hoping someone listens. Do not waste your years like I wasted mine. You have time, but it is slipping through your fingers faster than you know.